Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Not Right, Not Wrong, your favorite podcast, making opinions cool again. Here with me are the usual suspects. I'm Tamika. We have Just Ja. What's good, Ja?
What is happening, Empress? What is happening?
What's happening, brother? Man, how are you today?
I am well. I am well. You call it maintaining.
Maintain, or I should say, what's happening on today? Church folks do that. What's happening on today?
What's happening on today? Main, maintaining, Sister Alma. Praise the Lord. Maintaining.
All right, brother. Good to see you again this week in the congregation.
Yeah, yasm, yasm.
I see you still sitting by yourself. Okay.
Yeah, yasm, yasm. Just sitting there in the old corner. Praise the Lord.
Role play was completely unplanned, people. Welcome to Not Right, Not Wrong.
Y'all better stop playing with these church folks, man. Y'all keep messing around, man. They'll get you canceled quick.
We don't want no problems.
You
And
want
if
no
problems come,
problems.
that
None.
was Ja. Ja did that. That was not Tamika, aka C1. That was not me. I mean, D1. Now I'm calling myself C1. C1, how are you today? Seek and you shall find dark. How are you, Mr. Dark Mark?
I'm good. I'm good, Tamika, aka D1. I'm here in the present in this moment. Enjoying your company for this topic. Let's get it in.
Let's get it in. Let's get it in, the brother says. So let's do that. So a few episodes ago, we honored and celebrated and recognized the wonderful, wonderful women in our lives. And today, it's time for the men. We are in the month of June. We are celebrating Father's Day. But we're not simply celebrating fathers today. We're celebrating all men in their full manhood. I think, yeah, you guys can let me know, but I think the struggle is real in this man body that you guys wear. I think you receive a lot of criticism, a lot of critique. That's not what today is. Today is full celebration. Are y'all down with me?
Yeah, let's do it.
Love it. Love it.
Okay. So I would like to, if I may, set it off with just a little bit of general recognition of manhood from the perspective of my female self. I'd like to say that I appreciate men, all men, especially Black men. I appreciate your swag. I appreciate your sensibilities, your humor. I appreciate your capacity and willingness to protect. I appreciate the way I appreciate the way you look. I appreciate the way you move. I appreciate your logic and your intellect. I appreciate your willingness to be a brother, a father, a, a son, a friend, a lover. I think there's something special about Black men in your fullness. I think, there's a lot of, I don't know if it's a lot of, but the conversation about leadership and submission is a recurrent conversation. And I think some of that conversation is stuck in gender roles, like what what the world tells us a man or a woman should be.
Mhm.
But I think at your truest core, men show up in the world as special types of leaders. And I like that. I like having an example. I like having the example of a protector who is willing to lead the way in a way that I'm willing to follow. A man who shows up as kind and courageous, who shows up as a balance in the world. And I just wanna set it off by putting that in the space. And that's the foundation that I'm coming from with today. So I think, can I invite you both in the space just in a really general way before we get into the specifics of the men who have specifically impacted us? C1, what's your experience of manhood? Like, what do you appreciate? What do you love about manhood?
Um, I think it's just the ease upon which we bond with other guys. I think you pick up on that vibe and energy so quick. And it don't take too much to bond. We just speak. It could be sports, it could be the news, it could be politics, it could be women, it could be cars, it could be women, it could be, global warming, it could be women. You,
There's
you,
a theme,
you
ladies
know,
and gentlemen, there's a theme.
I like the ease upon which we could just bond with each other. And next thing you know, oh, that's my man. We use that so loosely, so quick. It don't really take long for, so just, oh yeah, that's my man. We may not have known this dude for 5, 10 years, maybe 3, 4 months. It's just the bond and ease upon which you could speak. And it's not too much you need to say for people to understand. You understand? I'll use Job for example. In certain situations where we are, I don't even need to say anything to Job, but he just knows. You understand? Depending upon where we are, all we gotta do is look. He know what that means. It's the body language we could do. I don't even need to speak to him. You understand? Then we could talk. Job, listen. Oh, what? That's the end of the conversation. Body language, we don't need to say much. It's just that, I remember this word or phrase that Jar used one time. Another good friend of ours named Z, we was at this event at a Rolls Royce dealership. It was some charity event when Z had the magazine Good Taste International. And it was probably in this whole event only like 3 Black people in the whole event. Me, the other guy Z, and this other young lady. She was very attractive in the whole place. So as we walking through, networking in the event, it was very nice. I caught eyes with her, she caught eyes with me, and we didn't even speak, but we just understood. So I was telling Ja about the story. He was like, "Yeah, I know what that is. That's that innate solidarity." I was like, "Wow, I never forgot about that. I don't know if I ever mentioned this before. I never forgot about that phrase or that line." So allow me to use that in this context with certain brothers you bond with. It's that innate solidarity. Like you just know, we just cool. We don't even need to say much. Regardless of where you from, you could be from Montana. It's just certain things about you. If you give off the right energy, we're gonna bond. Certain places that innate solidarity, you just know. I think that's just beautiful and brothers, and just having a good conversation and accepting different regards. You understand? Because you're gonna be around some guys, it's just what it is, where they're gonna make it a competition. And some people they just won't. And regardless of whether they make a competition or not, from every single person, you can learn something. And I try to find that with these brothers, what I could pull from each of them. I mean, before we get into the people, the list could go on for days because from each of these people, whether I speak to them now or not, I learned something from them. They gave me something, some jewel for me to take to continue on and remember for the rest of my life. Some of them share more jewels than others. Some of them may have shared one jewel, but no matter their mood or temperament or personality, I learned something from each one of them. So those are the things and characteristics that I like, just the bonding that's so quick. We don't even need to say much. We don't need to do many things. And it's just unique. It's like no other.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
terminology, innate solidarity. Thank you for entering that into the space on behalf of Ja and yourself.
Yeah. Thank
Um,
God.
that that's a powerful, powerful term. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ja, brother Ja, Mr. Innate Solidarity himself.
Yeah.
What's your experience of manhood in general?
Manhood is my experience of manhood is there's tough love and there's the term iron sharpens iron. There's there's competition, but respect afterwards. There's um there's a solidarity where there's a few of us in the space where there's other people of a different culture or ethnicity, but the few of us in the space, once we sort each other out, and there's an acknowledgement just by a simple head nod. That simple head nod lets us know we letting each other know, I see you, brother. Like I see you too.
Mm-hmm.
Just by that simple head nod. Not much there's to be said. Nothing that's understood needs to be said, and that's something I believe that's something that we as black men we possess. Nothing that's understood needs to be said. All it takes is a look, a head nod to Mark's point, and we know what it is. Um, the bonding, to Mark's point, I think the most powerful bonding I ever saw was when I went to the Million Man March back in '95.
Mm.
Mm,
It was everybody thought it was going to be a big disaster, so to speak, because it was an assembly of black men from all over the country,
yeah,
black men from all walks of life assembled in the center of DC. And they tried to downplay the number, but it was over 2 million black men there
Mm.
assembled, and it was peaceful. Not one single fight, not one single volatile, violent outburst.
yeah,
And it was bonding, and it was guys. There was guys in little subgroups, little subgroups, sub huddles. There was ciphers going on, brothers building. Um, I was in and out of different ciphers. Cats was doing the knowledge. My boys and I, we was down there, and we was just introducing ourselves to each other. We was giving each other pounds. It was just one. It was a great day. It was a historical day. I was grateful to be a part of it, and just to hear this one dude, especially the fact that dudes from all over the world was talking the same lingo, the same language that I do. Referring back to the last episode of code switching, but there was no code switching because we all talk the same lingo, although there might be different slang and terminology because
Mm-hmm.
we're from different
yeah.
cities. We're from different cities and coasts, but it was understood. It was understood. So it was for me. I saw this one. It was like one big tribe that was 2 million plus deep because we all understood what we was there for. We all understood what it was about. And I thought it was the most powerful thing that I was ever a part of, ever seen. There's one particular cat that we was in a cipher with, and we listened to him build, and we asked him where he was from. He's like, "Yeah, peace, God. I'm from Denver, Colorado." I was like, "Yo, they
Wow.
got five," and that blew us away. It was like, "Yo, they got 5%ers in Denver, Colorado." Like, who would have thought that?
You thought it was just mountains.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? This brother looking just like me with the bubble jacket or whatever, with jeans and street, with the urban wear looking just like me.
Yeah.
Boy, my man's from Denver. Talking just like how we talk. It's like, peace, God, I'm from Denver. What?
Wow.
You know what I mean? So that, yeah, that blew that moment blew our mind. But and just appreciating as a man the sheer power of black men, the sheer power of black men, because it was one black man that had the power
Yeah.
to unite 2 million plus black men.
Mm.
And that black man I'm talking about is the minister Louis Farrakhan.
Mm-hmm.
That's a powerful black man. Right? That's a powerful black man right there to be able to pull together 2 million plus black men. I mean, other notable leaders was there, but Farrakhan did that. Let's make no mistake about it. Farrakhan did that,
Yeah.
and just by him able to do that, that shows the immense power he has as black men. And I think us as black men, we all possess that immense power, all of us, and that's what scares people, certain people. I just leave it at that. Certain people.
There is the coded language, ladies and gentlemen. Certain people.
You know what I mean? It scares certain people, but the ability for Farrakhan to be able to do that it showed me that as a black man, that's the amount of power that we have and then some. But if we can channel the our ability of our ability of grace in our strength, because part of masculinity is grace of that minister of that which Minister Farrakhan possessed. That man possesses a lot of grace, and there's power in grace, and he possesses that. Um, there's um being steadfast. There's power in being steadfast. There's power in integrity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's power, and then there's power in showing respect, and then there's power in love, and there's men, and Farrakhan, amongst many other men, are men that possess that. And the men that do possess that, those are the ones that literally change the world. And I think all of us as black men, if we don't get too caught up in the nonsense and the matrix of this world, we all could possess that power if we tap into it, because we all have it. We all have it. You just need to tap into it.
Wow.
Deep.
Listen, I don't even want to interrupt this flow already. But I just thank you both for sharing what you shared. First of all, just so that you know, as a woman, I'm entirely jealous of the way men connect and how it seems like y'all, you like the Jets, I like the Jets. You like the Jets, I hate the Jets. Like it's
That's my homeboy.
Yeah, that's it.
It's that simple. It's
Yeah.
that like it.
Yeah.
I'm envious of how those connections get made, and some of those connections are lifelong. They're not just we can connect in the moment, yes, but from some of those connections, they're lifelong friendships.
Mm-hmm.
What? It's really stunning. And the power of individual men is one thing, but the power of the group is something spectacular to witness. Thank you for highlighting all the various iterations of power, Ja, all the ways that it can show up. And even in ways that sometimes you wouldn't attach to manhood, like grace.
Mm-hmm.
So I started the last question with Mark. Ja, I know you just got finished talking, but I'm gonna swing right back to you. So
Right.
have a sip of water if you need to.
Yeah. Don't mind if I do.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we got our foundation down. We know some of the general, the broad sweeps of what we all appreciate about manhood. John, tell us about some of the men who have impacted you.
Oh yeah. Well, first and foremost, we'll start out with my father. Rest in peace to him. Our relationship was contentious at times, but it wasn't until I got older that I really had a better understanding of his principles and the values he was trying to instill in me. But when I was a kid, I didn't really get it because I thought he was just mean, and at times I ain't like him. But definitely, definitely, big salute to my father, Thomas Pinnock, um, talented man, um, very talented man. Um, Also, his teachings of standing for what you believe in, sta- standing in standing in what you believe in, be be um be appreciative of your people, of your culture. Um, I'm I'm I have black consciousness because of him. I have love for my people because of him. I have I'm well educated to a certain degree of the contributions of our people because of him, because he used to um teach me by bringing me scholastic comic books of historical figures, and they were presented in comic books because I liked comic books when I was younger. I was an avid comic book collector, and he used to give me scholastic comic books that featured people like Crispus Attucks and uh, Martin Luther King, obviously, um, Benjamin Banneker, um,
Marcus
Mhm.
Garvey.
Marcus Garvey. Oh yeah, you can't leave out Marcus Garvey. Of course,
Yeah.
Cannot.
you cannot leave out Marcus Garvey. Of course, of course. Thank you for that. Oh man,
Edgar Evans.
whole slew of others. No, not Mega, not Mega. I didn't get Mega.
Okay.
There was others though. There was others. Uh, um, let's see. Christmas Addicts, Marcus Garvey, Benjamin Banneker, um,
Nat Turner.
Nat Turner. Thank you, Nat Turner. Just a
I'm
slew.
trying to think
Yeah,
as you talk. I'm trying to think
yeah,
because there's
yeah.
so
You're
many.
helping me though. You're helping me though. You actually
Yeah,
helping.
yeah.
But it's a slew of historical, impactful black men. Um, had me learning about these men through these scholastic comics. That's what they were called, scholastic comics. There was a whole bunch of them. I had a whole collection of them. So he definitely got me in tune.
Do you
Um,
still have them?
no, unfortunately, I don't. I don't know where I put them. I don't know if I misplaced them or
Mm.
sad to say, I don't know if I dumped them. I don't know if I did. That I'd be fucked up. But I hope I didn't. But I don't have them in my possession. I'll put it like that.
Okay.
But those are one of the things he did and instilled in me, and culturally, and being uh understanding my people and showing the love of my people. Musically he instilled various music. Um, Stevie Wonder jazz, um, Stevie Wonder, Burning Spear. That's reggae music. Burning Spear, Third World, um,
Mm-hmm.
Al Jarreau,
Mm-hmm.
the
Now,
whole,
Jerome.
whole, whole gamut. Donny Hathaway, um,
Wow.
Bob Marley. I met Bob Marley. He knew Bob Marley.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah. So musically, historically, he's responsible for all that. Miles Davis, um, Stevie, of course, obviously. Did I mention Stevie? Yeah, I think I did. Um, yeah,
You
culturally.
just showing out now. That's
Yeah,
all you doing.
yeah. No, but yeah, but this man, and thinking back and reflecting, this man really put me on to who we are as a people, and what the impact that we had culturally, um, as far as the men were concerned. Of course he exposed me to the women too. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna forget about that. Like the Fannie Lou Hamers and the the Madam CJ Walkers of the world, and
That's not what I thought you meant when you said.
That's not what that's not what I thought either. But keep going.
yeah, yeah,
I'm with you now.
Said that.
yeah, yeah. So I I just caught it. I just caught that. Yeah,
Mark and
I
I
just caught it.
it's not often, but Mark and I were on the same page.
Not
Yeah.
right, not wrong.
Not right now, a gas station. Nah, not that type of exposure to the women. Nah, that type. But scholastically, I'll put it that way. You know what I'm saying? So can't forget about the women. But you know, since we talk about men tonight, those are the men that I learned about and knew about. So there's him, and then there's also. Oh, let me get my light on. Let me get
Uh-oh.
my light.
Bring the
Let me
light
get my light.
back.
Let me get my light.
Shine the light on them.
Let me get my light. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, people. Hold on, people.
We need to play some mood music.
Yeah. So, um, who else? Then he had a best friend next door. His name is Ray Soto. Always thought he was a superhero because he looked like Jim Kelly. He was like a Puerto Rican Jim Kelly who knew karate. Um, he was a slim dude with an afro. I thought he was the coolest dude. I thought he had so much swag. He always had a subway. He always had a subway story tale where he had to whoop somebody's ass, you know, in the house. And I don't know how true it is because every time he came to the house, he always had a subway tale of how he whooped somebody ass. But I used to enjoy those stories. I used to sit in and just listen, like, what and what'd you do? Because he had a superhero. I thought he was like a superhero to me almost because he looked like Jim Kelly. He was a Puerto Rican Jim Kelly, and he'd be like, Tommy, so this guy, right?
Yeah.
So he's looking at me, right? It's like four of them, four dudes, and he's looking at me, and so I see them. They look like about to mug this girl, and I'm like, you, you snatch her bag, I snatch your hand. And like say so, it be them type of stories like you snatch your bag, I snatch your hand, because I knew they was up to something. And he's looking at me like, what you say? So he came at me, and I was like,
What's the kung fu fighting?
yo, I kid you not, I kid you not, I kid you not. He took his hand. He's like, I took his hand, and I said, ah! Quick jab to the face. Quick jab to the face. Then
The only thing that's missing is he should have demonstrated the moves on
no,
you.
he
Let
did
me
the
show you what I did.
yes, he did the demonstration.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
That's why I enjoyed his stories. He did the demonstration and all that. He did the demonstration and all. I was like, yo, this is the Puerto Rican Jim Kelly. So shout out to Uncle Ray if you're watching.
I love it. Thank
Yeah,
you for the stories, Uncle Ray.
yeah, Ray Soto. Ray Soto. That was my guy, man. Ray Soto. That was Puerto Rican Jim Kelly. So there's him. There's tons of others, man. Got so many OGs. That impart of wisdom on me. I got, OGs to this day. Very, very impactful older men in my life. Mark, our day. Mark has met our day. Our day has
Absolutely.
done work for many years for the community, for underserved people, particularly young people. Him and his wife. Um, he's been impactful in my life as well. Uh, just yeah, amongst amongst other men. But I'll just leave it at that because I don't want to drag it. But yeah, I'll start out with those three men. They definitely had impact in my life amongst many men. Um, as far as it did, and also my peers as well. I'll just keep it general. My peers as well. To Mark's point, I've admired other guys' swag, talent, whatever athleticism, whatever talent it is. I've always admired it. Um, I pick from him, pick from that dude, pick from that dude, copy this dude, copy that dude. So I think a lot of dudes that I grew up with were inspiring to me as well. So yeah, I'll just leave that at that. Mark inspires me as well, man. Mark with his swag, his swag me on
Mark don't inspire nobody.
yeah,
Stop
Mark
it.
inspires, man. Mark swag me on 1,000, B. what I'm saying?
I
That's the
mean,
first. That's the first thing. That's the first thing I noticed about him when I first met him. I was like, yo, this guy's swag is on 1,000.
already.
Yeah.
You already.
He thought I was corny, but I showed him love in the beginning anyway.
Here we go. Now the truth comes out.
So I found out he was from the X. You understand?
It's all
Then
good.
he wasn't corny no more.
Nah, he was a cool dude. We bonded.
That's all it took. So you
And
from
I
X?
didn't know he was a Jets fan then. It would have took us longer to bond had I known that. Until years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, y'all, look, it worked out. It worked out. Y'all are
Worked
still
out.
here.
Yep, we still here. Uh-huh.
Y'all still here. Thank you, Ja, for sharing some
Yeah.
of the men in your life with us.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like Ja is passing the mic. Mark, who you got? Who made an impact? What men made an impact in your life?
Well, I mean, like Josh said, it's a lot of cats. Even from when I was young, just being in front of the building, to the guys I used to talk to when I was young about them being in wars and being in the military and all the insight they wanted to share about things you should remember when you grow up. You should do this, you should do that. All those little tidbits and all those different conversations and them just admiring me because I may not have rolled with this crowd or may not have rolled with this crowd. And people, I remember one particular incident when I came home. I mean, I was super drunk. I mean, smash drunk. Couldn't even get out of the cab. So my other homeboy, Money L, was in the cab, but he couldn't get me out the cab. I couldn't get out the cab. I wanted to stay in the cab, go to sleep. So I'm kind of like, right, this other guy is from where we probably know him, Tamika. His name was John. He was just there. He was just always there, always on the block, always. You coming from the supermarket? Oh, I got you. I help you. He was always there for whatever you need. You need someone to go to the store. All right, I'll help you. So he happened to be there that day. He helped me get out of the cab
Mm-hmm.
and brought me upstairs. So Money L got one arm, he got the other arm. I never forgot about that night. And John, and like a couple of days later, I saw him. I wanted to give him some. He said, "Oh man, I didn't do that. I did that out of love." He
Uh-oh.
died a long time ago.
Wait,
There
Mark,
was a
you
lot of other
freezing up a
people
little
that
bit.
just contributed. All right, what's the last thing I said?
So I heard you say you broke up around the part where you were saying that you saw him a couple of days later and wanted to give him something.
Yeah, you said you wanted to give him something. And he said, nah.
Okay, I think it's still going in and out.
Oh
You
no,
can hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Ja,
I
can
can
you
hear you
hear
too.
him?
Yep. I can hear
Okay.
you.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know. It's acting up. I think it's because of the rain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he didn't want me to give him anything. Like I wanted to offer him a couple of dollars. He didn't want to take anything for that because he said he did it out of love. Well, on a more grand scale in regards to the men I want to thank, I'll keep it brief because I know you may have more questions. And I spoke to him most recently, my homeboy Terrence. I've been friends with this dude since junior high school, and the uniqueness about him is his perspective on things. And we could just argue. I mean, really argue, curse each other out, because he has strong opinions about topics, and I do, because he's an Israelite. And then it's like that incident never happened. Like we never just cursed each other out. But during the course of all these arguments and everything like that about worldly topics and whatever, we always come back to the friendship. And I appreciate him. I appreciate the things that he say. And, he doesn't just, fall in line with what everybody else thinks. He has, but just learning from his views and why he feels the way he does. That's just unique. And, I appreciate his friendship. Definitely someone else. His name is Alex Greer. When I first started my job, he was my director. And whatever it is he saw in me, he saw something. So he always used to say, "Oh man, Mark, you messing up. You're coming in late. Oh man, Mark, you're doing this. That's not what leaders do. You don't want to move on up the chain."
Mm.
So I always took that wisdom, and that's one of the reasons why I straightened up at work. And when he had the opportunity to put me in a leadership role, he did that. And that just started me moving on up the corporate ladder at my job. I'll never forget that. And just all the talks he gave me, him growing up in South Carolina, and what he wanted me to do, once he retires. And he's one of the proudest people at the job. Well, he doesn't work there anymore. He's one of the proudest people knowing that I'm the director now. And I have the position that he used to have. So
Wow.
once I told him that, he was just over the moon in regards to that, because he remembered where I came from, when I started there in 96. So definitely shout out to him. And, above all else, my pops, you understand? I mean, John mentioned the tough love. My pops wasn't one to say I love you or show emotion. That just wasn't one of his things to do that. But you knew he loved you through the things that he did. It's not
Mm.
necessarily said, but the actions will show you that. You understand? And I remember when I was a little kid, very little kid, and my dad used to come home. As soon as I hear the keys at the door, I used to run to the door, and he opened the door, and he used to pick me up, and we used to walk around the house, and he said, "Boy, how was your day?" And he sit me down on the couch, and I had to tell him everything I did at elementary school. I remember I told him I kissed a girl in the closet when I was in kindergarten. Just all those little things like that. As when you have quiet moments, you think about that, and just being who he is. I know I mentioned this story before one day in elementary school when I was supposed to get jumped, and he came to the school to pick me up. I didn't know, and one of the kids that was grabbing onto me, he cursed at my dad. Why he do that? My pop slapped the shit out of him. Face, just bow, slapped the shit out of him. Never forgot about that either. Just dad being dad and showing love in the way that he did, because that's what he got. So definitely shout out to my dad, and me learning from him in the ways that I needed to learn, and the things that he shared, and the wisdom and the jobs that he provided me with. And I remember my dad used to always say, Mark, don't mess up your credit. You ain't gonna never be able to get a car or house. That was a big thing. He used to bring that up so much. Because early 20s, you get credit cards, you blow it. And now they call and the Mark,
Yep.
the phone for you.
No doubt.
Those collectors are relentless. He said, nah, you get this phone, you got the car, you pay these people. My dad was big on credit. So he's one of the people who I recognize as like, listen, I need to get my credit in order. And I don't know, just thinking about him and just being who he was and talking to me. So I'll leave it, and I'll end it on that note in regards to my pops. And this is posthumously because he transitioned in 2016, but he'll always be in my heart. When I ever think of him, he'll always be here.
Yeah, what's up? That's what's up.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you for sharing, C1. And I like, as you're talking, I have images of your dad in my head, of course. And I really don't have any other questions. Like, I just really want us to take our time and breathe into this and breathe life into these wonderful men around us. I think I'm going to speak about groups because it's just like, it's too many men. It's just too many. And in thinking about this topic, I really had to lean in and appreciate the ways in which men show up in my life differently than the way women show up in my life. And so first, I just, to my friend group of men, my male friends are pretty dope, I gotta say. they are, I somehow have collected a pretty honest, straightforward, sarcastic, funny, truthful, annoying group of male friends.
all those adjectives.
All of those adjectives that, I mean, when I like opinionated, um, are more than willing to share their lived experiences and their perspectives. Um, like tough love, won't shut up when I tell them to shut up. Also check in when I get too quiet. Like I just, so to my male friends, to the male contingent in my life, thank you. Thank you for showing up in the way that you guys do. I appreciate it. And this is not Jai and C1, you're not part of this. Like I got a little a special moment for the two of y'all.
Uh-oh.
Um, don't get excited. It's just I need to separate you out though. I need to separate you from this group.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
So of this group, this core of these males,
I don't like where this question is going. I don't like it. No, you can't ask me a question because I don't like it. Yes,
you
go ahead.
you can't go back.
Yeah, I
I'm
can.
just gonna ask of this core group of males, you know, who you was just speaking of, was any of them supposed to be at your soiree at the movies that night? At the parlor.
At the movies?
At the
But
parlor.
at the parlor, I think it was 2 years ago. We had the birthday party at
Popcorn.
the parlor. Remember we
Oh
went to the parlor?
God, I know your memory can't be that bad. You invited us, and John and I were the only males.
We're the only man that came out.
Oh,
Yeah.
at the speakeasy.
Speakeasy.
Yes,
Yeah. The parlor.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. A couple of them were supposed to be there. Thank you for, you know what? Let me call them.
Uh-oh.
To y'all who were invited that did not show up, F you.
Yo, Mark done started trouble.
Listen, I'm glad you didn't show up. Whoever you are, I'm glad. Next time, do you want to have something? Come. John, I got it under control. Go ahead, D1. I just want to throw that in there.
I didn't realize this was going to be a thank you note. Yeah. Yep. Y'all definitely were like a guest of honor. Yeah, so I to those couple of male friends who were invited and didn't show up, kick rocks. Still love y'all though, but kick rocks. From there, I think I have to go to past loves. I think I have to give a moment of acknowledgement to all the men I've loved before.
Oh, come on, you ain't have to do that. Oh, man.
Oh, kill it. Just stop it. Just quit it. You know what? This category is a little bit more difficult because the individuals in it are, I don't know. I feel like I could take a little bit of time for each of them, but I just want to overall acknowledge and show my appreciation for the sharing of love, even if it didn't last, even if it didn't last in the form that it existed at the time that it existed.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and this area is challenging because I'm just saying nice things, right? I'm just saying nice things.
Gotta be
And
nice. Gotta be nice.
I learned the men who I've invited into my life, into my space in a romantic fashion, have all been reflections of me at periods of time. And they've all reflected back to me and allowed me to grow and to evolve. And they were all very, very special in their own in particular ways. So I want to acknowledge them and thank them for showing up in my life at the time that they did. And I want to thank them also for being gone. Goodbye. Jokes. Just jokes. Joke is
Savagery. The savagery.
joke time, y'all. It's no joke time. Then who do I have to? I want to acknowledge my father and my stepfather.
Mm.
My stepfather, Raymond, one of the memories that stands out about him, he was a truck driver. And he's probably one of the reasons that I think truck drivers are pretty cool to this day. He was just a chill, laid back dude, not a man of many words. Like he drove a truck, y'all. He was a man's man. Norrell Paper and Plastics. I still remember the name of the company that he worked
for. Norrell, okay.
It was like I don't know what these big trucks are, 18-wheelers, whatever. It was a big truck he drove. Mm-hmm. He smoked Winston's. He gambled.
Oh, you going back?
He drank, right? Winston's. I don't even know, and that was his thing. He liked hot sauce and pepper. Yo, what are you doing? Why are you smothering everything in hot sauce and pepper, indiscriminately? What's happening here?
Yeah, that's a man shit right there. That's a man shit.
You watch Westerns? What are you watching? No, but why is this enjoyable to you? What's happening? Mm-hmm. But he also drove me to school sometimes in this truck. When I tell you I took my time getting out of this truck, I wanted everybody to see me getting out of this truck. He would take up half a block to be able to, to pull up to the school and let me out in the truck. He took us on little road trips. He had, I don't know what it was, a Buick or something. I don't know. Cars were huge back then. He had this big old tank of a car. It would never make it from point A to point B without overheating. Sure. If we got on the road, if we got on 95 trying to go, some long distance, it was guaranteed that the car was going to overheat. So much so that I thought cars just did that. I was like, oh, this is great cars work. But shout out and recognition to Raymond. And then I have to recognize my actual father. And both of these men are now ancestors. And I hope that they're watching over me. Sometimes I still think my father is giving me bad advice from the ancestral realm, but I'll talk to him about that later. But my father also this really masculine dude. He was a slight man, tall and slim, but somehow he seemed like the biggest man in the world to me. He's a military dude, Vietnam and Korea. I don't know why you were in two wars, but yet and still he was. He was one of my fiercest protectors. He taught me lessons that I didn't need. For some reason, he thought I needed to know how to make hot chocolate out of a Milky Way. I don't need to know that. Not only do I not need to know it, but it's not even good. It's maybe good when you're in the military. It's not good when I have Nestle Quick. Stop.
I dig it.
I had an issue once in an apartment building that I lived in. And Mark, you might have heard this story because I shared it at his memorial. And I made the mistake of calling my father and telling my father I got a problem, something happened, and I'm not happy. It happened with management. So he came over, rode his bike. He rode his bike everywhere, came over, said, well, where's the super? I said, I don't know. I can't find him. He said, I'm going to find him. Hold on. He pulled the hammer out his back pocket, broke a few panes of glass in the front door, found the super. So
ASAP.
ASAP. That's who he was a little bit touched, as the old folks would say, but he was also splendid, and a fierce protector. To you two gentlemen, I have to say, Mark, you've been in my life for way too long.
Way too long. Oh my gosh. Woo.
It sounds like a breakup. That's not.
It's not you, it's me. Respectfully.
You're right. That's the worst line. That's similar to, this your number?
It's your number, right?
No.
Feel like we have directly or indirectly seen each other through a lot of transitions in life. And I can't for the life of me figure out why you're still in my life. Like, you would pop up at the most random of times. Years would go by and I wouldn't see you. And then all of a sudden you pop up on, like, I see you on 125th or something. Like,
wow.
What is happening?
Concourse, somewhere.
My mother to this day still says, you still talk to Mark? I don't know why, Mom. I don't know why. The answer is affirmative, and it's the bane of my existence. But I just want to thank you. To Ja's point of either last week or the week before about energy, clearly our energies were meant to be in the same space. Clearly. There is a reason. I don't know what it is, but I thank you for being in my life. I thank you for your consistency. I thank you for your candor. I thank you for the long conversations. You talked about me and how I can get into a conversation. I didn't do it by myself, brother.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
on the phone with somebody. And so I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for your perspective, your point of view, which most often I don't agree with, but you present it in a way that I can digest it and listen to it, even if I don't agree with it. And so I want to thank you for that.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated. 1,000 thanks, 1,000 times.
You are very welcome. And don't forget this, because it's never going to happen again.
I'm glad this is recorded.
You, man, listen, save it. Or what do you say? What's the phrase? Anyway, save it forever. Anyway.
Time capsule.
Time capsule this. Absolutely. Brother Ja.
Yes.
Ja, you are my favorite. You are absolutely my favorite. C1 is Ja's turn. It's Ja's turn. We have not been in each other's lives nearly as long as Mark has been in my life, but you have made such a powerful impact. Your example of spirituality, your example of brotherhood, your example of what it looks like to listen, to show up, to be consistent, your example of what it looks like to be a husband and to be a father is really stunning to me. And it's the reason why I decided I'm not missing Ja's birthday party. I will be there for Ja because, again, Ja's energy is powerful. And there is a reason why you're in my life and I'm in your life at this point as well. And C1, thank you. Thank you for making this connection in the way that you did. You are both powerful examples of men who I thoroughly appreciate. And this podcast is delightful simply because of the two of you. And by the way, ladies, Ja and C1 give the best hugs. The best hugs. And I love that. Like, easy. I don't even know what you're whispering about right now, C1. Calm down. But when I tell you, each of your hugs feel like warmth and protection and comfort, like the best. So thank you both. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ja.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. And I too wanna shout my brother Mark for making this connection because Mark is definitely the glue that got us connected. So Mark, salute to you, my friend. You know, for making this connection, and so for D1 and I to form our own bond and friendship. So
Dig
yeah,
it.
I appreciate you, brother. Mm.
It's what it is, man. And
Yeah,
it's still going.
still going. Yeah,
It's still going. We ain't stopping. We ain't throwing out these flowers. This ain't no farewell. We still going.
still going. It's a big, still going. We're still going. So yeah, man.
Yeah. So we're going to bring it to a close, but let me swing back around one more time just to hear any final words. Mark, have any final thoughts that you like to share with the good people?
And for different reasons, we appreciate different males in our lives. And I like to laugh. I like to laugh a lot because despite all the misery and all the things that are going on in this world that can remove your joy or keep it stagnant, you know, laughter is medicine. People don't just say that in vain. It's in jest. I'm sorry. It really is medicine. So sometimes you need to seek out people that will make you laugh for whatever reason or whatever it could be. And that's just good energy. You don't want to be around someone who's just miserable all the time, who's always got a problem, who always got an issue, who's always going through something. You understand? Sometimes you need some weight taken off your shoulder and you just need laughter for medicine. So it's a number of people I just want to thank. Too many of the names for providing me with laughter. No matter what it is about, no matter when I call, it's always some situation or ordeal that will make me laugh. Whether it's them dating some girl that's extremely unattractive, and I may see a picture and be like, "Oh my God, man, you done bumped your head." Whether it's about money, whether it's about like Josh said, the guy's subway story. I always know someone. I know someone who always getting into an incident. They had to slap the shit out of somebody. And oh my God, it's just why are you always you at some point you got to look at yourself to figure out why are you always in a situation where you got to slap the shit out of somebody. It's less about the person, it's you. What are you giving off to the world? But the stories are humorous, as serious as it is in nature. It's always humorous.
Mm.
So everybody that provide me with humor, all the fellas that talk to all the cats, when we could just sit and laugh and just build on that conversation. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. And definitely, I can't go without saying, and I even said this at his birthday, so I'll mirror it. And I've said this on the show a number of times about Ja and just the energy he gives off. Like I said, if you become friends with his friends, I don't know what else there is to say about him. You understand? That whole birds of a feather thing, it is definitely true. And all of the birds that are in Jaws' feather are in friends with me now just based on him. Like a family tree, and out all these branches just grew out of that. And just him being the foundation and who he has been, who he remains, and who he still is to this day right now. I truly appreciate that. And I just hope our bond I have faith, not hope. I have faith our bond will just continue to grow.
Mhm.
So flowers to you, brother.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Love you back, man. Um, yeah, time flies, man. Yeah, you and I, we ain't come up. We not childhood friends, but we like 15 years strong. And,
Yeah.
and so that's amazing in and of itself. Um, 15 years strong, man, in our friendship. We met in our mid-30s, and so, but the bond was always there. Had commonalities, the love for sports, the love to crack jokes. The one thing I like about Mark, you gotta be careful with him because Mark be joking with a straight face. Say he cracks me up with his deadpan face. He be like, yo, John, the sky is purple. The red raindrops is about to fall right now.
Not red raindrops.
Yeah, red rain. Yo, the sky's purple. Go outside right now. I'm dead ass. No, he don't say dead ass. He said, no, I'm serious. I'm dead serious, kid. The sky's purple and there's red raindrops raining right now. Go outside. Go see it. Deadpan face. You gotta be careful because you gotta be careful because you'd be like, oh word, let me go check it out.
Knowing good and well. Well, I was gonna say knowing good and well is not possible, but in today's world, it may be.
Yeah. No, but the deadpan face will sell it good. You'd be like, oh, word, get out of here. He'd be like, straight up, I'm serious. Go outside.
You need to see this.
You're not gonna believe it.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But yeah, man. But I definitely appreciate Mark's humor. It always has me cracking up. You know, he makes me laugh a lot, and I definitely, you know, love and appreciate that about him. So, kudos to you right back, Brody. As I try to get my light so we can end this show. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. You know,
get the light.
Get the light. Let me get the light. Let me get the light. Let me get the light.
Shine a light on him.
You know what I'm saying?
Shine a light on him.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
It's the birthday person in the middle.
Oh, there we go. Bang.
There we go.
Yeah. So, yeah, and and shout out to Ray Soto. You know, he was my godfather coming up. Uncle Ray, wherever you are, I miss you, man. I hope to get in contact with you again. But yeah, Ray stays slapping the shit out of somebody in the subway.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but like I said, as a kid, those stories were enjoyable. So,
Of course.
So if he never know it, he knew it. He knows it now. You know, I saw Ray kind of like as a cool ass superhero. So, Ray, wherever you at, I love you, man. I hope you're well because it's been a minute. I haven't seen that man in I would say 20 some odd years. So I don't know. Yeah, it's been a minute. I haven't seen him in a long time. So wherever he's at, I hope he's well. So there's that. But yeah, as far as thank you, D1. I appreciate you giving us the flowers and honoring Black men. We need more of that. We need more of us loving each other because we already know, you know, there's this big, I don't know if it's personal, but definitely on online or social media, there's this big beef between us online and social media. So what I appreciate about us is that we trying to do our part like you said, in our own sliver of the podcast world, social media world to show that we can get along and we need each other and we love each other and we're about respecting each other. We don't have to agree, but the love and respect is always going to be there no matter what. And I think with us, we prove that, and our mission is to carry forth that energy because enough is enough with that shit.
Enough.
For real. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you. I'm with you guys on that. I'm with you, D1, on that. So thank you, and I love you.
You're welcome. You are very welcome. I love it. Men giving men flowers, men accepting flowers from me. Have either one of you actually received actual flowers?
No.
I never have.
I don't believe I have. No.
No way.
Yeah, I don't
My
think I have.
sister, if I something is telling me I did, but I can't remember. But I do remember my sister saying she always thought that was such a nice gesture if she sent flowers to the guy she was seeing or something like that. She just thought it was something about that. Not only the gesture, but just the fact that him being able to receive it and be like, oh wow. You understand? Without feeling emasculated because he got some flowers. I think she liked that more, that they accepted to say, oh wow, thank you. I appreciate that, as opposed to like what I look like. You understand?
Yeah.
So she's done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would you guys appreciate flowers if you were receiving them?
Absolutely.
yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
different.
Got
I'm
two
different, man.
vases, cut the stem, put the little Tylenol in the
Yeah.
water, put
What?
the water, boom.
What?
Flowers are beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
House from the grocery store. Don't just go across the street and get those
Yeah,
$10
yeah.
flowers.
Them joints from C-Town, right?
Yeah,
Oh
come
my
on, man.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
Go
wait,
to
let's end
actual
this on a high note.
florist.
We about to
Go get on the phone. Use your card. Let it be. Not that joint right there. Come on, man. That's disrespectful.
With the dirty, colorful buckets, and they got the
Pretty colorful buckets.
right down in the front of
It's
the store.
already dying. As soon as you get it, it's already
Yeah,
dying.
them joints is already wilted.
It's over already.
And gentlemen, we're going downhill quickly. Look at
I'm
what's
supposed to say
happening.
thank you to that.
Yeah.
Yo, Mark, you got the flowers? Nah, I ain't get it. Come
Oh
on.
my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, listen. Thank you, fellas.
Alright.
Here are your virtual flowers, not the ones from Town and Food Town and Associated and
Thank
all of those.
Thank you. Well received.
Happy Father's Day to both of you,
Thank you so
gentlemen.
much.
I hope
Thank you so
you
much.
thoroughly enjoy it. Thank everyone for listening to Not Right, Not Wrong on 92.6 The Spot. Catch us
Spot.
every Friday at 6 p.m. And then after that, tune in again on iHeartRadio, Spotify, every place where
Apple, Amazon.
Apple, every place where you find podcasts. Then after that, check us out on YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, let us know what you want to hear us talk about. Then after that, go grab us on Facebook. Then after that, go jump on IG. Y'all have work to do. Get at it.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Get at it.
Get at us.
Get at it.
God bless and good night. Toodles.